So yeah, as we discussed yesterday, today we will start the session with subscription, how we can do subscription. So the first we will discuss about the subscription, and later on how we can log in into console. Then we can do discussing about it. And the third thing today, our scope of class is we do have a discussion about how we can create a how we can So how we can create a virtual machines like Linux operating system and Windows operating system. So we do have kind of a discussions as a part of today's class. Okay, let's start about the subscription first. And let me go to incognito window. So I'm just going to incognito window because I have already account, right? So it will conflict. So that is why I open incognito window. Incognito window means it won't store any kind of your sensitive data as a part of Google Chrome. You will be see it here, new incognito window. Okay. So just click on cloud.google.com. This is the URL of GCP. And if you see here, you can see get started for free. Just click on this. So for here, if you have already any kind of a existing email account, just preferable, since this is a GCP, so preferable is a Gmail. If not, you can try with anyone, but just try to register or do subscription by using of Gmail account. So I have already there, so let me create some new one because for better understanding for you. So just create any kind of a account here, demo GCP ops. You can give anything your name or any. If you have already, then it's well and good. If anybody doesn't have, then try to create new account. Okay, so give me some decent unique name which is available in the public domain, in the Google domain. So I'm giving some unique name. Let it be. Let's see whether it is taking or not. Hopefully it will take because I don't see any error here. If whatever you are agreeing, if name is already available, then it will throw you error here. It's already being used by someone. Okay, you will get some kind of error like that. Otherwise, if you given unique name across the global domain of Google, then definitely it will allow you to create it. Password, you can give any kind of a password. So give password and try to create. Okay, it's been sent to this account. Sorry, it's already there. Yeah, demo GCP DevOps. Yeah, yeah. So it is asking for your phone. So give your phone number here for registering purpose. Let me queue my phone number. 763240449. Recovery email is optional because if you forget anything, recovery email will helpful you. But as of now, I'm skipping this. Uh, as of now, I'm skipping this. Okay, I'm just move on forward, and you can use your date of birth, anything some random. I'm giving some random because this is just only for dummy account. Yeah, it is verifying now, so it will send the verification code to your register ID, whatever I have given the mobile. Then just I have received my code. Let me give it here, 827236. Just verify it here. So just agree by default policies from the Google here. Yeah. So once your Gmail or any account is ready with your handy, so it will ask only 3 steps as a part of your subscription. It is very pretty straightforward. And anyhow, we can provide the documentation as well, even though it is straightforward. But it is very straightforward with 3 seconds. The first step is, first of all, we would like to know the products of free account, because since this is the free account, you should know your limitations, right? So the first point is access to all cloud platform products, like whatever Azure is offering. So maximum all they will allowing us as a part of free tier. They're allowing get everything you need to build and run your apps, websites, and services, including Firebase and get the Google Maps API. Of course, Google is having a lot of products, right? So we can do access with free tier, but the limitation is $300 in Indian currency. I think so, 22,000 something like that. Okay, but it's not currency, but it's kind of a credits they are calling. Okay, it's around 22,500 credits you will get it. It's around up to $300 for free account. So the validity is 90 days. Let's say if you use the resources, if charges is happened, then if your amount is vanish within 10 days or 20 days, then you have to go with the pay as you gonna subscription, because free account will only validate it till 22,500 like that. Okay, just be careful once you are doing the labs. Just keep it mind, try to delete the or just play with the resources, and after your lab is completed, just try to delete it or suspend it. I will show you how we can do and all those stuff. So no auto charger, because when you are registered with your CC means credit card or debit card, auto there is no hidden charges like auto debit charges and all those stuff. They won't deduct anything unless if you agreed. Okay, so don't be panic, it's cool. Unless if you okay, then only they will charge you once free trial account is over. So come to this, this is my account here. Let me copy and paste it somewhere. Yeah, so I am here in country India. If anybody are living in outside of the India, please give your country domain here. And what best disclosure organization needs, I am using for personal project, because I am not using for any kind of a commercial like large company, startup companies. A lot of things they have given, nothing much differ, but I'm going with personal project. And they have some terms and conditions. Just click on, because whatever, if anybody interested, please click on this and just try to read what are the terms and conditions if anybody have time. But by default I already read in the previous, so it's not harm to anything for us. So we can just click on the terms and conditions and click on continue. The second part, again they are doing the verification, so just click on that. Yeah, the third point, first part is done, second part is done, I mean sorry, first step is done, second step is done. The third point, most important, and many people will do a lot of mistakes here. If you see here, this is the account type, business or individual. You can give any one of them, it doesn't matter. But payment method, they're allowing credit cards and debit cards basically. But for debit cards, I am not sure about the limitations. Yesterday, as per the Shankars, it has to be enabled for the international transaction. For only local transactions, I am not sure for in terms of debit cards. But credit cards, I'm pretty sure they will accept without any kind of restrictions if the card should be active. That is the first point. And second point, the card shouldn't be having the outstanding amount. That means we are using credit cards, right? Every a month we have some time like 10th or 15th or 20, whatever, according to your life cycle of your payment, you might need to do payment before some particular time, right? So our time lopu ginaga మీరు before that time, if you won't pay your CC bill, then here it won't allow you to create the registration. That is the interlink they have. So the fund should be very clear. It's not about complete outstanding amount you have to pay for your credit card. Whatever you have minimum amount you have to pay for your respective bank. Okay, then only it allow you. Otherwise you will get some error here. They won't allow you to do registration kind of thing. So here you have to give your credit card number. Once you give credit card number, it will ask for address. As of now I already registered, so I don't want to give card number here, because it won't allow me, because already I have been using my card. Okay, so for you, if you give credit card number here, which is active and valid, then next click on itself, you will see the address, only address one and address two. These address should be matched with your credit card address billing. Let's say you have one credit card, let's say HDFC credit card, you might have given the Bangalore address. Okay, just an example, because lot of people will do mistake here. But when you're registering today or tomorrow, you will simply give Hyderabad or Pune or something like that. No, it won't match. So it will give some error. So maximum try to give exact address of whatever printed on your credit card statement. Maximum try to give as it is. Okay, many people will give randomly names for hurry, then later on they will tell us my credit card is not working for registration, something like that. So just try to avoid such a kind of situations, and try to give your CC billing address here. Once you give tax information, it's kind of a optional only, no need to give anything. Once it's give all information, and just click on start material version, the next window, and after these payment steps I will give in the documentation only. Okay, so once it's done, then one window will open. It will ask for OTP. What OTP is? A one-time password of your CC. Whoever using your credit card, whether by you or whether by your friends or relation, whatever you are using the credit card. So the OTP, the respective OTP will send to the your credit card member who is using the card. So that OTP, it's a very secure. Don't be panic and don't be bother about that. Once you received, then you can give it. 2 rupees will deduct it. It will show you in the window itself. We are charging, not charging, we are deducting 2 rupees as a part of the verification process. It's not about they are charging. It's about just kind of a verification. After 2 or 3 days, again, it will come, I believe, definitely. Anyway, it's a 2 rupees only, right? So they will charge you 2 rupees. Once OTP entered, that OTP will valid for 2 minutes 30 seconds, means around 150 seconds. Once you received, just try to give before 150 seconds. It's kind of a normal transaction, nothing new here, but if anybody new here, just I'm trying to explain in detail. So once it's done, then click on OK, then submit, order submit avangane, then your subscription will process. If everything went smooth, then your subscription will give success message. But still, once subscription is successfully done, notification will send to your register ID. In my case, if I did it, I will get a message, I will get a notification, or I will get an email to this particular email ID, whatever I have used for registration, right? So by default, as per the Google emailing, as per my experience, it will tell you it will take 48 hours, because they're supposed to be do verification and all those stuff, whatever you have been provided, the information as a part of subscription. Once to verify, then they will tell us around it will take 48 hours, but as per my best practice, hardly it will take 1 hour or 2 hours only. They will tell you 48 hours, but still the message you will get like activation and credits, you will get it most probably, if everything went smooth, means your card is right and everything, most probably you will get a successful message in terms of activation around 45 to 1 hour, or hardly 2 hours, as per my experience. If it is taken more also, just be patient. You have to wait for email confirmation. Okay, so you have to wait for email confirmation, then only your subscription will be active. Once is a one-time process for 90 days. Once it is ready, then you can play with your GCP console and all those stuff by using of the subscription. Okay, so the payment snapshot still two steps, very well, very straightforward. But after payment steps, we will provide you in the documentation. If anybody have any queries, just go through the documentation or this recording session in order to doing your subscription. Okay, so any doubts so far here for subscription? Of course, very pretty straightforward, nothing much complicated. Okay, any doubts or things you can reach us. Okay, it's not a problem. It's a one-time setup only. So I'm just moving into my main Chrome from incognito. So yeah, so once it's done, just the regular URL across our training sessions, we can use only one URL, which is the cloud.google.com. So once your subscription is active, just open in your browser cloud.google.com. So once it's open, already I have opened here. Otherwise, if you see here, you can see this is my main homepage of my cloud.google.com, right? If you see here, you can see console. Just click on console. It will directly route to GCP console. So that is the navigation of your accessing of your GCP console in order to doing labs and products of Google, especially in the context of our administration DevOps. These two, we will daily use this console as a part of our training and as a part of our scope for Azure cloud of Google DevOps engineering kind of a scope and all those. Regularly we are using GCP services, right? So we can use daily this console. Sometimes we can use command line interface also. So these two way we can provisioning all kind of Google resources and all those stuff. So this is the high level of GCP console once your subscription is ready. So once your subscription is ready, once you log in into here, so just you need to validate whether I can get the credits all right. I need to check that once. Okay, your Gmail is showing that your account is activated. Okay, but how I can validate, right? Once you log in into your authorized GCP console, once it is activated, just log in into there, click on this button. Okay, click on this button, go to billing. If you see here under the products, you can see the billing. Just click on it. Once you click on it, you will see some kind of a billing information when you created, how much credits are being used and all those stuff. And after that, your billing health check should be healthy. Before activation, here you will see some kind of a sorry, red kind of a alerts here, means your health checks are not properly happened, means still they are under review. So once your all issues are resolved, then you can able to see the credits here. If you see here, I got 22,590 something like that. So once you see earlier before subscription, you will see here 0. Okay, after your subscription of free account, you will see some credits. It's around $300, something like that. So if you see here, it's showing your account type is a free trial. It's not kind of an enterprise account, because enterprise account is the chargeable who are using by organizations. So once you see here daily using, after we are daily using here, let's say if I'm using today virtual machine creation per hour, if they are charging like $0.03 or in Indian currency, they will charge you 4 rupees, 5 rupees like that. Then daily was here, you can see the report, means what kind of resource I provision, how much I used, how much amount they charged. Amount means how much credits they charged here. So any resource we are creating from today onwards, they will show you per hour how much they will charge you. That amount it will create from these credits, guys. Okay, so advisedly, not only one resource, right? We have a virtual machine, storages, apps, a lot of products, services we have, right? So based on the each resource, before going to create, it will show you the money, how they will charge you. That piece of amount, it will deduct from it here only. So once your lab is over, after 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, just try to delete that particular resources. Otherwise, per hour it will increasing the charges. Let's say per hour 4 rupees. If I forget to delete virtual machine, or if I forget to suspend my virtual machine, it will keep on charge you. If my virtual machine is up and running, it's meaning that it's a active. If it is active, GCP means Google will treated you as a my resources you are using, so I need to charge your rental because we are using as a rental basis, right? They will charge you per hourly basis and they will deduct you from it here. That information you can show it here. సో మెజారిటీ పీపుల్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ది రిసోర్సెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు ల్యాబ్లో, బట్ దాన్ని సస్పెండ్ చేయడం ఆర్ డిలీట్ చేయడం మర్చిపోతారు. అవి ఆటోమేటికల్గా చార్జెస్ అనేది డిస్కౌంట్ అయిపోయి సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్ అనేది తొందరగా అయిపోవడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. సో టువర్డ్స్ సచ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ప్లీజ్ మేక్ షూర్, బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ ఆల్ దిస్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ మై పాస్ట్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఓకే, so once your lab is ready, just try to delete or just try to suspend your resources. So each resource, I will tell you how we can do suspend, how we can do cleanup activity and all those stuff after our lab is over. So yeah, so this is the overview about subscription and all those stuff. Yeah, so now you open first time of your GCP console, right? This is the first project. This is the first time you are using GCP console. So first of all, the first point is, yesterday I told you what is the hierarchy. So the organization hierarchy is, if any project scratch level, if I am working, the first point is a organization. Okay, under organizations I can create projects. Yesterday I told you, right? It's kind of a P1 project, P2 project. Simply this, not complicated. So, but here in our case, we are using free trial, right? We cannot create organization. That is the, as per GCP, we cannot able to create the organization. So directly we have to create projects only. I will show you soon, because organization will able to create only for enterprise enterprise license, basically, or enterprise applications. Means if I'm using the word enterprise in the sense real-time license guys, we are using free trial here, but in the real time maybe some projects maybe use free trials, but if you are using live applications, they have to purchase license. Enterprise applications means enterprise license అనేది organization purchase చేస్తారు. So based on that, GCP allow you to create organizations. In our case, since we are using free tier, directly we can create project first. Inside the project, we can create resources, whatever you needed, which is offering by GCP. It could be virtual machine, it could be storage accounts, it could be networking, it could be anything, whatever under our scope, we can do create under this particular project. So here, if you see, if you once you log in into here, so just click on my first module is compute engine. In the search button, if you forget how I can find it my resources, simply you can type it here, but the name should be matching. So just click on compute engine, because my resources are categorized in terms of provisioning of my resources, right? This compute engine will play very key role in order to provisioning of any resources. If I'm using the word provisioning, means deployment guys, deployment in the sense create చేయడం, అది వర్చువల్ మిషన్ అవ్వచ్చు, స్టోరేజ్ అకౌంట్, ఎనీ రిసోర్స్. నేను టెక్నికల్ టర్మ్ ప్రొవిజనింగ్ అనేది వెరీ హై టెక్నికల్ టర్మ్, డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ అనేది ఒక యావరేజ్ వర్డ్, బట్ నార్మల్గా మన ఒక సింప్లీ లాంగ్వేజ్ చెప్పాలంటే క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ రిసోర్సెస్. సో దీస్ త్రీ విల్ గివ్ ద సేమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ మీనింగ్, but when you are using in the organization, when you are using in the companies, based on your usage of words, they will understanding what kind of you're coming from and all those stuff. So just try to use all kind of a technical words slowly day by day. So I will tell you simple words and technical words as well. So any resource we are creating, in the sense we are provisioning means create చేయడం. Who is creating? GCP cloud computing engine. In the GCP, we have a cloud computing engine, which is orchestrated by GCP and handled by GCP, means Google. Google is handled by this all kind of a Google compute engine. Any resource నేను deploy or provisioning or create చేస్తున్నాను అంటే, the behind the story cloud computing GCP cloud computing engine will do orchestration అంటే వెనక ఈ రిసోర్సెస్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి అది యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట. సో బిఫోర్ దట్ ఐ ఆమ్ ఇన్ హియర్, బట్ బిఫోర్ దట్ మన ఫస్ట్ వర్క్ ఏంటి? సిన్స్ దిస్ ఆర్ స్క్రాచ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్, ఐ నీడ్ టు క్రియేట్ project first. Why I cannot create organization? I told you we are using free accounts. I will show you. So if you see here, this is my first project. If you see just behind Google Cloud Platform, we have my first project which I already created. Let me go to fresh one. When you're starting your labs, first you have to create the project, but the exact hierarchy is first you have to create the organization, then you have to create the project as per our governance. But since we are using free tier, we cannot able to create organization. Why? I will show you. If you click on new project here, this is new project. If you see here, no organization, because my account is a free tier. Okay, if I purchased enterprise account, like how organizations are purchasing, here you can see one option, means మీరు companies లో work చేసేటప్పుడు here you can see, because you might get the license subscriptions, right? So here you can see some organization nothing but a folder, guys. మనము విండోస్ లో ఫోల్డర్ లోపల ఫైల్ ఎట్లా క్రియేట్ చేస్తామో, here also one organizations, let's say some company name, let's say some XYZ company or ABC company. Okay, so ABC company has been purchased with the enterprise license. Then they will get it here organizations. In the organization name, they will give you abc.com or ABC organization. Any name they will give you according to company name or domain name, right? So for us, since they're providing as a free, so they won't allow us, to create the organization. This is the GCP policy. We cannot do anything much. If you open any free account, you will get similar like that only. So once you create the organizations, if you have enterprise account, but in our case, directly we can create project name. Here you can give your project name. It's a unique, you can give any unique name. It doesn't matter. Okay. But once we created the project name, we cannot change it. Whatever you have to give it here, GCP is telling we cannot do modify post we have been created the project. So before you created ikkadaithe manam names emaina ivvachu, like practice, demo, something like that. But in the organizations, in the real-time organizations, the unique name should be given very proper way, as per your business analyst. And meeku business analyst cheptaru what kind of name we have to give. According to them, we need to give the project names. So, and free tier limitations is you have 10 projects remaining in your quota, request or increase, delete the projects. Yeah. So as a part of free tier, me do 10 or 11 and I'm not pretty sure 10, 11 అనుకుంటాను. Yeah. 11 projects మీకు ఆఫర్ చేస్తుంది GCP as a part of free account, means 11 projects create చేయగలరు. I don't think so అన్ని అవసరం ఉండదు మనకి, but you can play with to try to create 2 or 3 projects as a part of practices. Okay, so this is my first project. Let's me give some decent development project. Development project. You can give any unique name. Okay, oh, sorry, development project. Yeah, so I'm just trying to create. Once you give the some unique name, then if you see here, this is your notification. Whatever you are creating anything in the GCP console, so the logs will be printed here. If you see here, create project, development project, just now select project, just click on that. Yeah, if you see here, once I select on it, I just switching into my another project. Earlier it was my first project because I have created already in the past, but here today, just now 5 seconds back, I have created one more project. Then I just simply switch it into here. So this is, I told you, right, compute engine API. API is nothing but a application program interface, nothing but is kind of a endpoint of this particular UI actually. So is a compute engine. So I about to enable, because I have created the project, but I need to enable for compute engine, because without enable of compute engine, it won't provisioning any resources under development project. Please note that if you skip this thing, you cannot able to create any single resource under development project. Means create or deployment or provisioning you cannot able to do for any resource, virtual machine, storage, anything you cannot create under this particular project without enabling this under compute engine category, because resources are available under compute engine, it should be enabled. This is the interview question. If I created the project without enabling of compute engine, are you able to create the resources under? So we have to understand the functionality of how we can play with the projects. Okay, just click on enable here. It will take around 1 or 2 minutes, because since this is a one-time setup, any project if you create new, you have to enable. It will take around as per my experience 60 to 90 seconds. So it's a one time. Once it's done, then you can create across this project any number of resources. If you create first create one project, just play with the project. then you can try with another project like that. Don't create, you know, 5, 6, 7 at a time. If you see here, what is happening in the notification button, it is keep on moving around in the sense behind it is process is in progress. So once our project is ready, so today we do couple of resources. I think so it's done. Yeah, I think so it's done. It's enabled. If you see here, once my project is ready, along with the activation with my compute engine of my GCP, then if you see here, this is my project name. This project number, which is the unique key, will provide by GCP. I haven't given anything, and project ID also. Okay, I haven't given anything. I have given only project name. Okay, so if you see here, this project will give a similar kind of a dashboard which you have seen for my previous project. It won't change anything, but based on your resource creation, it will show you what kind of resources are being deployed into under this particular project. And these are all resources, whatever we have, similar kind of setup, same things. UI will not change for any kind of a project. Only project will create based on the segregation of your work. That's it only. Okay, so just let's know we can create, and this is compute engine, right? Just now we have been enabled for our project by compute engine. When you are using storage account, again we have to enable storage account for this particular project, but still we are not going there because since these are starting sessions, first I will play with the compute engine resources, then slowly we can move forward. So today, first I am going to create one virtual machine because virtual machine is the most important in order to, especially in the IT projects, because virtual machine is nothing but a one server, that's it, or one server, one machine where we need to play, deploying our softwares, deploying our operating system. If I want to do any kind of a development work, any kind of a work, right, in the organization. So first, that is why I have taken virtual machine creation first. Then slowly we can increase what kind of resources are available and all those stuff. Okay. So I am here development project. Inside that, I have just assumed that I got a requirement for my project that they need one virtual machine. Okay, they need one simple virtual machine. I'm not going to complicate it. So they need simple one virtual machine. They need some Linux operating system, and they need some Windows operating system. So not sorry, not one, two. You can imagine just two, because we can create one VM with Linux or Debian or any kind of a flavor. Then another virtual machine we can create with the Windows. Okay, just think that you have received this kind of a requirement. So you have to go to that project, whatever your request is. You receive the request from the project, right? You have to go that project in the real time. So you might see here, you might see only two projects. In the real time they might have 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 projects. So since you are an administrator, since you are an engineer, so you have to switch into that particular project and just create in, go to VM under the cloud in compute engine mod product. You have to select the VM instance. So once you click on the create instance, just give some decent name. In the real time, your product owner or business analyst will give you the virtual machine name. We cannot give directly our own unique names, no, because since we are playing with the projects, the naming conventions should be a very proper way. ఎలా పడితే అలా మనం ఇవ్వలేము. So these names will give by you will receive from the కొంతమంది ప్రోడక్ట్ ఓనర్స్ అంటారు, కొంతమంది బిజినెస్ అనలిస్ట్ అంటారు. మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు డిఫరెంట్ పీపుల్స్ ఉంటారు. సో బిజినెస్ అనలిస్ట్ అండ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఓనర్స్ ఈజ్ అ టర్మ్, దే ఆర్ ఫంక్షనల్ పీపుల్. దే విల్ హెల్ప్ఫుల్. నేను చెప్పాను కదా, క్లౌడ్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ సొల్యూషన్ డిజైన్ చేశాక క్లౌడ్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ కింద మనకి ప్రోడక్ట్ ఓనర్స్ ఆర్ బిజినెస్ అనలిస్ట్ పీపుల్ ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళ కింద మనం ఉంటాం. మనం మీన్స్ క్లౌడ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ ఉంటాం. So your product owner will provide you the information. Okay, you are going to create one virtual machine, right? So give this name and give these labels, all information, whatever requirement are there, they will give in the Excel sheet, guys. No need to do it. No, you no need to worry about what kind of things I would like to select. No need to bother about that. Each and everything they will give you in the Excel format. Then you have to provision in yourself. So I'm just creating one simple VM virtual machine here. If you see here, the rent is for this machine What is this machine? E2Cs. I will explain you what is E2Cs and all those stuff. The simple this machine they are charging means Google is charging $25 per month and 0.03 per hourly basis. ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదా నేను ఇండియన్ కరెన్సీలో చెప్పాను. Here it is showing like dollar. It is telling the balance of your free time amount. Means whatever they are charging based on the hourly basis, they will deduct it from here. So మీరు virtual machine చేసేటప్పుడు ఇక్కడ you have to look, your eyes have to look here as well, because you know you should know that what kind of virtual machines I am trying to provisioning, what are the charges they are giving by Google. So first name I will give what development project, right? Development VM virtual machine. So I've just given some random name and trying to, the second part is labels. This is the most important. What is label means? I told you I have a number of projects, right? So one second, I will take new. What is label in the sense? So I have one project, I am going to create one virtual machine. But in this project, I might have environments, right? I might have departments as well, right? So for that, in P1 project or project one, I have a development environment, I have a pre-production environment, I might have production environment, right? Every project they might have environments. Environment అంటే మనం వర్కింగ్ చేసే ఏరియాని మనం ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటాం. ఓకే, అది డెవలప్మెంట్ అని ఉంటుంది, ప్రీ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆల్సో we would be there, and production also we would be there. So what is development, what is PP production, I will deeply explain you in the we have one dedicated classes how cluster will set up, right? That class I will explain you what is environment, what is the role of this environment, why we this needed, everything I will tell you. Okay, and we have a departments as well. We might have sales department, HR department, technical department, IT department. So I got a request from sale, maybe that virtual machine need for sales purpose for developing something. Maybe I need a similar kind of request. I might get it from HR department as well for developing something else. So by using of these labels will give the indication, because one machine or two machines, then no problem, we can go and check. If you have 100 machines, which machine is belongs to which department, which machine is belong to which project, and it's very difficult, right? So these labels will give you kind of a indication, yeah, this virtual machine is belongs to this particular project under this particular people. So in that context, we can give environment name is equal to, you can give some name value just for understanding. ఇప్పుడు మన షర్ట్ ఉంటుంది వెనక లోగో ఉంటుంది కదా, సో బై యూజింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ లోగో వీ కెన్ ఇండికేట్ దట్ ఈస్ యూఎస్ పోలో brand, is it Peter England man, like that we can simply recognize, yeah, this shirt is belongs to this category, right? Similar way, when you are seeing the virtual machine, as of now, I have only one, which I about to create it. But if I have 100, which machine is belongs to which thing? So it's very difficult. Each and virtual machine, I need to go and check. Okay, this is belongs to this. Is very difficult, right? So if we have labeling, easily we can do understand. Okay. And second label, we can add multiple labels also. Business, you can give the business scale like sales or anything you can give. ఇది కూడా మీకు ఎక్సెల్ షీట్ లో ఇస్తారు వాళ్ళు. You have to create the labels like this అని. So that information you have to create the label it here. Just click on save. Once you save it here, ఈ virtual machine చూడంగానే then I can easily understand that okay, the business is sales, environment is a dev project. Anyhow, we have here project here. Means this machine is using for development for sales department. Simple, just for understanding. Okay. It's not come a technical settings here. This is only visibility of your particular resource. It's not technical settings. It's just kind of a functional level understanding for your particular resource. In our case, it's a virtual machine. Now, the next most important part is, this is the technical again, region and zone. I think so in the demos, I explained you what is the region and what is the zone, but today also I would like to explain one more time. Most important, ఈ రీజన్ జోన్ మీకు ప్రతి రిసోర్స్ లో వస్తుంది. సో అర్థం కాకపోతే ఇప్పుడు నన్ను అడిగాను, ఎందుకంటే ఇది డైలీ వస్తుంది. రీజన్ జోన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్లౌడ్ కంప్యూటింగ్ లో. సో ఫస్ట్ ఈజ్ రీజన్, సెకండ్ ఈజ్ జోన్. Any resource I purchased in my subscription, my business is available different countries. So What is the this why cloud is providing region and zone concept means? First of all, I told you, right, GCP means Google is having around 22 regions across the world and 67 zones, right? In the demo classes I told you, if someone is not aware, attending the demo classes, just recap it here. Okay, so GCP is providing means Google is providing 22 regions along with 67 zones. Maybe one or two numbers may be changing yearly basis according to the data centers. Region means it's a country, guys. Region means it's a country like US, Australia, Tokyo. ఒక నిమిషం guys. Sorry, I got some important call. Yeah, regions is nothing but a country which contains the data centers. Each country having the one data center or more than one data centers. Okay, so when I created my virtual machine, let's say if I deploying into in this data center, in under region, I deploy into US West or US North, whatever. So I have deployed one virtual machine. Just about that, I need to deploy into this particular thing, right? Okay, that means I have one business. I deployed my production machine into West US. So my user, who is user? నా బిజినెస్ ఎవరైతే వాడతారో వాళ్ళే కదా యూజర్స్. మై యూజర్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్ ఇండియా. ఓకే, my business user is available India. He is trying to access some information towards server. He is trying to access some information where my application is available under this particular VM. So here you will get latency problem. Latency means India nunchi US ki transaction vellali ante high latency. It is very high latency. High latency in the sense the call is very long. Maybe you will get some performance issues. Even though my application is available in US, it is very good. So this is the one of the challenge. Let's say my application is available US and Australia. Here again, if India user is trying to access Australia, again it's a high latency problem, right? So to avoid such a kind of situations, you know what happens? Zones will come to the picture. Of course, we have regions, then zones will come to the picture. Okay, what is zone? Let's say data center is available in India. In our case, is Mumbai and Delhi. Okay, India. In India itself, we have a multiple data centers. It could be Mumbai. Two, I think so. Two places only. I believe Delhi. I guess if I remember correctly. Not sure, but you can check in the Google. So if India user is accessing for business purpose any transaction within India, right? Because the transaction will route to India itself. Earlier, what happened? My application was sitting in the US and Australia, which is high latency problem, right? But by when zones come to the picture, simply my India user simply access within the India where we can have the low latency. Low latency means the performance is very high. The low latency technical word means performance అనేది short sorry, yes, robustic గా ఉంటుంది. Let's say if I click on order button, simply I can get some performance and I will get it all kind of information about my application for my user. That means so transactions in terms of latency, transactions కానివ్వండి, user interaction with applications కానివ్వండి, to close to my business, the latency should be very important. బ్లైండ్ గా మనం టెక్నాలజీ యూజ్ చేయడం కాదు, యూజర్స్ కి మనం హౌ వీ కెన్ గివ్ మోర్ robustic way performance of my application. Let's say we are using many applications, mobile applications and all those stuff, right? So how they are very robustic way, right? Even if we see a lot of applications, mobile application, doesn't matter only one or two, nowadays we can access very fastly, right? How it is happening in the sense by using of this setup. Regions and zones concept is completely set up, which is offering by vendor. In our case, it's a Google. So Google is having around 22 regions along with 67 zones. So each country which is available in the region, they have more than one data center. So in the GCP, they have at least minimum 3 data centers for each region. See the beauty of this. In the GCP, Google vendor is providing each region, they have 3 data centers. It's very beauty, right? Because of this, what happening, even though natural disasters happened also, Okay, that is different case. And data backup వచ్చినప్పుడు మీకు కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్తాను, how data will replica and all those stuff. As of now, I don't want to go beyond that. So just try to understand what is the reason and what is the zone here. Okay, so come to here, based on that you have to select it here. This region and zone information also will provide by your architect or product owner, so don't bother about that, because I'm just engineer, right? How business needed, I don't know, right? So that's why each and everything information will provide by your architect or product owner. So if you click on this, I told you 22 regions here, right? If you see here all regions, you will be able to see it here, all regions, like say Las Vegas, Los Angeles, blah 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 blah. And if you see zones, you can see the zones here as well for this particular US center. Zone will pick up automatically based on, reason. So I told you, right, every region having more than one data center. If you see here, same US Central, they have 4 data centers. I said only 3, but I think so recently they have implemented one more data center. Okay, so they have 4 data centers. Okay, so based on the selection of your region, zone will be replicable. Next, coming to machine configuration. This is the hardware information, guys. So what type of machine project is needed at what basis? So these also will give by your product owners, but still you need to understand what is general purpose, what is compute optimized, what is memory optimized. You can forget about GPU because we won't use anything GPU. So first, general purpose. What is general purpose means? Mission types of for common workloads optimized for cost and flexibility. General purpose is nothing అంటే బేసిక్ లెవెల్ అండి. లెట్స్ సే డెవలప్మెంట్ కావాలి ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో, సమ్ వాళ్ళు డెవలప్మెంట్ కోసం అయితే కస్టమర్ అనేవాడు ఎక్కువ కాస్ట్ అనేది పెట్టడు. మీ క్లయింట్స్ అనేవాళ్ళు డెవలప్మెంట్ కి ఎక్కువ కాస్ట్ అనేది పెట్టరు ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ అన్నమాట. సో ఫర్ డెవలప్మెంట్ పర్పస్ వీ కెన్ గో హెడ్ విత్ ద an example, we can go ahead the general purpose. Under the general purpose, again you have a 3-4 categories of machines. E2, N2, N2D, T2D means మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్స్ డెస్క్టాప్ వాడుతూ ఉంటారు కదా, మీ ల్యాప్టాప్లో ఇంటెల్ కోర్ డియో ప్రాసెసర్ ఇవన్నీ చేంజింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. మనం కోర్ డియో ఇంటెల్ 5 కేటగిరీ, core AMD processor with i7 processor like that ఉన్నాయి కదా. So based on that we can categorize our laptops కదా. Similarly in the cloud virtual machines also, they have categorized the machines అన్నమాట. So based on the your requirement you can select it, whether it's a E2, N2, N2D, T2D. If you see here, this is the AMD processor and powered by Intel Cascade. This is one of the processor and CPU platform based on the availability fine. So it all about that. No need to much bother about that. Series and machine type, they will, tell you that. And come to compute optimizer. Compute optimizer means is bit of robotic. Robotic in the sense high performance machine types for compute intensive workloads. Let's say my project needs some intensive kind of a workload. Means ఆ సర్వర్ మీద లోడ్ అనేది కొద్దిగా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది అని రిక్వైర్మెంట్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. సో మై ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ సమ్ సొఫిస్టికేటెడ్ మిషన్ విచ్ handle the load bit very high. So then general purpose తీసుకుని, if I take in general purpose, no, it won't handle that kind of a workloads. So I need to go with the compute optimizer series machine like C2 and C2D. We have only 2 categories. Okay, so that kind of series we have to select. If you see here, the memory is little bit increased with 4 CPU. Earlier we have 2 CPUs only in the general purpose. If you see here, 4 core CPUs along with 16 GB memory means little bit sophisticated machine, high performance కొద్దిగా. Next, coming to memory optimizer. Basically memory optimizer machine we can use it for cluster environment. Cluster environment in the, నేను ఇక్కడ ఎలాగైతే క్లిక్ చేస్తున్నాను, if you జస్ట్ మానిటరింగ్ హియర్, చార్జెస్ అనేది ఆటోమేటిక్గా చేంజ్ అవుతున్నాయి చూడండి. నేను ఇక్కడ క్లిక్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ జనరల్ పర్పస్ క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇఫ్ యూ సీ హియర్ ఓన్లీ $25. అదే నేను కంప్యూట్ ఆప్టిమైజ్ చేసినప్పుడు సీ ద కాస్ట్, ఇట్స్ $122. when I click on memory optimized, see see the charge $33,000 per month. Okay, that means it's very high sophisticated machines where we can use for cluster environments, especially in the productions. Large memory machine types for memory intensive loads means మనము cluster లో machines అనేది చాలా high sophisticated గా ఉండాలి. Memory, if you see here the memory 5.7 terabyte, just imagine means 5,000 megabyte memory. You know, right, what is megabyte, terabyte and kilobyte, right? That's the basic thing. So it's this terminology will coming under memory concepts wise. So we have three types: kilobytes, megabytes, and terabytes. Nowadays, it's a gigabytes also would be there, but I'm not sure about that. So once it's ready, as of now, we are using free tier. I cannot bear this much of cost. Okay, I will simply go with my simple basic machine. Okay, just 2 CPU, 4 GB memory, very basic. They will charge you hardly 0.03. Even though if I take this machine, nothing, I can't do nothing, right? When we're creating production servers, yeah, we might use, but as of now, we don't need anything. So this is a general purpose category. And once my is ready, then coming to this is my boot disk. Means when I'm using any kind of a virtual machine, I would like to, hard disk, right? I need to hard disk where I can store my operating system. So by default, it is taking some whatever I have given, and disk name they have given. I have just randomly passing whatever you need, because nothing doesn't matter what I would like to give the name. And size is to be hard disk is be 10 GB, and image is to be an, if you want, just click on change. If you see here, Debian is one of the flavor from, I think so, Linux operating system, not sure. I heard about Debian, but I'm not much about that. But Debian is one of the flavor from Linux or Ubuntu, something kind of operating system. We have a lot of things. If you see here, a lot of operating systems are available. CentOS, Container Operating OS, Debian, Deep Learning on Linux, Fedora. This is all operating system, guys. If you see here, majority of the people know only Windows Server, and some people maybe know about the Linux. But whatever you needed, you can simply take it. As of now, simply I'm taking Debian is simple operating system, like kind of a Unix and all those stuff. And if you see here, public images, right? If you see here, custom images in the sense, let's say Google is offering only this operating system, but whatever my client is needed, that operating system is not available here. Just assume like that. Let's say customer is expecting some Windows 11 operating system, which is a licensed one, right? But Google is already having license for all those thing operating system, but still customer expectation is what, that Windows 11 operating system. If I go public images, I don't have any kind of a Windows operating system, right? Even though if I took Windows Server, if you see Windows Server, you don't see Windows 11 operating system here, because this is the free tier. On top of that, Windows 7 is a license-based operating system, right? So, but customer is expecting that thing. In the live environments, we can use custom images. Custom images in the sense, already company will purchase the images of whatever you needed, like Windows 11 operating system, Windows 10 operating system, if it's a Linux enterprise or operating system also, because companies will not use the free operating systems, right? Because their enterprise applications, they should use only licensed softwares or licensed operating system. In that context, we can use the custom images and snapshots. And already somewhere, already my operating system is there already in the some these two, later we can do anyhow a labs anyhow, how we can manage the custom images and all those stuff. Okay, just try to understand what are the options are available under the boot disk. And if the existing disk means already one operating system is mounted in the one particular hard disk, I simply need to expose I simply need to import it here. So that kind of also we can do, by using of this boot disk, we can take it images, anything according to your requirement. So I'm taking very simple and Debian operating system. My you can increase this thing also. My memory, I mean storage, I'm giving 10 GB, 10 GB. I'm simply taking the select button. So this is my boot disk under my virtual machine, and allowing default access by default as of now. And my virtual machine is supposed to be accessed over the public, so I am allowing HTTP traffic. Allowing HTTP traffic in the sense, my virtual machine should be accessed in the public, not in the private. Okay, so just create it. So provisioning is happening. Provisioning means deployment. Behind the story, if you see here, create VM instance, develop VM, and its boot disk is developing. So provisioning is in happening here. So it will take around 2 minutes, I believe. Yeah. So my mission is ready. How I'm confirming in the sense, at least ready, provisioning is at least successfully happened. We don't know whether it is working or not, we don't know, still I need to check it, but at least provisioning is successful because the status is showing green here, and the the verbalization is showing like this instance is running like that. Okay, so at least my machine is provisioned. It is working or not, I need to check it still. If you see here, name is this, zone is this, whatever we have been written. If you see here, we can see two internal IP address and external IP address. External IP address is the public IP and internal IP address is a private IP. What is IP address, I will cover in the networking concepts. Okay, I don't want to go beyond much on it as of now at least. So if you see here, since we have taken, Debian operating system is kind of a Linux operating system. So we have to connect through SSH only. If it is a Windows operating system, the protocol is the RDP, remote desktop protocol, RDP. But for Linux flavors, any kind of Linux or Ubuntu flavors, we can maximum try to, connect through SSH. SSH is nothing but a socket secured, this kind of shell where we can, connect into my operating system. So just click on it. Once you click on it SSH, if you see here, it is connecting through our SSH keys. So it will take around 15 to 20 seconds, depends on your network. Okay, so yeah, I successfully log in into my box in the sense my operating system, the Debian operating system here. So this is my window of my virtual machine here, guys. See, simply I provision within 2 minutes and it's ready. Let's say, oh yeah, this is the one small command. Okay, this is my user. Okay, this is my user, and here you can play anything. If anybody are very interested, you can try to command like pwd command, where I am here under the home. These are the Linux commands, and yeah, you can play anything here. And soon coming days, daily we can provisioning virtual machines. We can deploy some Apache servers, some kind of servers also we can do, install it in the regular basis and all those stuff. Okay, that is a different concept, different scenario. We have a labs and all those stuff, but today simply we have provision one virtual machine which is having Debian operating system. So if you want to do any kind of a size like that, this is the color, text, font. If I want to medium, I can reduce the font here. So UI level is very good, and username you can change it. You can create usernames also in the Linux operating system, and also whatever you needed, you can just play with that if anybody have interested. Otherwise, we don't need to do much in the operating system level administration. Okay, so I'm just quitting here, and do one thing. You can do subscription, try to play with the Windows operating system. Just create one instance, give and all those stuff. Okay, and very simple, right? It's a very basic level lab only, nothing much complicated. So just create one instance. I have taken Debian, right? You people play with the Windows operating system. Otherwise I will show you, it will take hardly 2 to 3 minutes only. Okay, so do one thing. You can try with Windows operating system, try to log on. You might see here for this thing, we can see SSH, right? For Windows you can see RDP protocol, remote desktop protocol. So just click on it. It will log in your username and password. Just try to give your username and password, you can get it. Otherwise I will show you because I can cover. It will take hardly 2 to 3 minutes only. Yeah, I'm taking one more operating system. Let's say Windows VM. I'm not adding labels because just for demo purpose only, because I show you already, right? I'm not going with the labels here. The same configuration, I'm not changing much here. I'm just changing operating system. So let's say I'm taking operating system, Windows Server. I don't have Windows 11, but I mean GCP is not offering, so Google is offering whatever we have. So I'm just going with Windows Server 2012, and size minimum at 32 GB. Okay, fine. I'm just creating the I'm just provisioning the Windows operating system on on the virtual machine. I'm just allowing the traffic, just clearing, just click on create. So this is very basic level, very straightforward things. Soon go on how we can play with the servers on the operating systems and all those stuff. We will discuss about the networking and how we can create the storage accounts and all those stuff we can play, in the regular classes. So first of all, you should know all functionality about the especially console level, especially compute engine level. You would like to understand what is what, so then slowly you can get all those stuff. Still is provisioning here. Yeah, it's done very fastly. Okay, if you see here, as I told you, this is the RDP, means remote desktop protocol, because based on the operating system they can use some protocols, guys. Okay, this protocols is coming from the network concept, but you just try to understand any operating system supposed to be connected, they might use the protocol is a very safe side where we can access to the our resources basically. Okay, if I want to access my room, I should have lock, right? That kind of access I would like to maintain, right? Similarly, if I want to access any kind of a virtual machine, so this SSH and RDP protocols will play very key role. If you see here, click on here if you want to, sorry, if you want to create set Windows password. Okay, because this is my username. Any operating system in the Linux also, Debian also, or Windows also, we do have a username and passwords, right, in order to secure the security, right? So just set username, you can give anything. I'm just going by default. Then you have to give password. Yeah, by default random password will come. If you want, you can change it. You know how to change the Windows username and passwords, right? So 1 second, I'm just storing this password. Click it and just click on download the RDB file. So once download the RDB file, just click on it. So it will ask that you are trying to connect remote desktop. Yes, just click on it. Yeah, it is asking by default, it has been taken username. This is my public, I'm publicly accessing my machine. So this is my public IP address. Okay, so password is whatever I have created here. Click on that, just click on it. So warnings will come, just ignore it. Just click on S. Yeah, still my screen is visible because I just remotely logged in. That's why I'm asking. Still my screen is visible, guys. Can someone confirm, please? నా స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుందండి.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
visible.
yes, because I just log in into my laptop into my remotely, so that is why I have some doubt in terms of whether my screen is visible or not. If you see here, I remotely log it into my Windows machine here. So that's the way, based on the project requirement, we have to provisioning our virtual machines. It could be any kind of, they will give the requirement, guys. I need this type of virtual machine, this type of operating system, this type of storage account, this type of hard disk I need, this type of memory I want to use. Based on that, you have to select it. This all category architect and will product owner will give all information. Your work is you have to provisioning. That's it. That is your role. Okay. Yeah, it's all about over, guys, for today's session. So try to get the subscription as I discussed yesterday and today as well. Don't forget about that. And do you have any doubts so far here for today's class? Yeah, one thing I forget, if you want to restart the machine, that this is a start and resume, this is stop, this is suspend is nothing but a resume, guys. Okay, resume చేస్తామంటాం కదా, resume. Reset means I can total virtual machine, I can reset it, delete, with the network details. Image, later I can cover. Logs, if you see click on view logs, మన ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ నుంచి లాక్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇట్ విల్ షో యూ హియర్. మీన్స్ ఇన్సైడ్ మై ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ జస్ట్ నో ఐ హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ యూజర్, రైట్, అండర్ ద లాక్స్. ఈ లాక్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎప్పుడు వస్తుందంటే మై వర్చువల్ మిషన్స్ ప్రాపర్ గా రీబూట్ అవ్వకుండా అప్ అండ్ రన్నింగ్ లో లేదనుకోండి, దెన్ ఐ కెన్ లాగిన్ ఇన్ టు లాక్స్, ఐ కెన్ చెక్ ఇట్ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ హ్యాపెనింగ్. సో అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఇట్స్ డీప్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్, డీప్ టాపిక్స్. సో ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ ట్రాక్ అండర్ ద లాక్స్ హియర్. So that context, this logs, ఈ virtual machine సంబంధించి if I want to see any logs, I can see it like here అన్నమాట. And and we monitoring that this is fine. So this is all thing. If I want to manipulate two virtual machines create chesanu, then stop చేయడం మర్చిపోతే every hour they will charge me like 0.03. So at least you can stop the virtual machine. At least if my virtual machine stops also, they won't charge you. Virtual machine is available, but it's in the stop situation, so they won't charge you, whether you can delete it or whether you can stop it. So that's the thing, you have to do that. Okay, yeah, that's it guys. Do you have any questions? Of course, very basic lab today. Slowly we can move on more topics, complex topics and all those stuff slowly, because you need to adapt all kind of these things, right, for this new technology. Slowly we can move forward. So any questions so far? I will wait for 2 minutes. After that I have a office timings, I need to log in. So I will wait for 2 minutes. If you have any question, just let me know here. Otherwise, you can drop me over the WhatsApp or next class also. Yeah, fine. We can discuss it. Just keep it all questions in your mind. Then you can ask me on Monday or next 2 minutes also. Not a real problem. Okay, cool. Try to get subscription as soon as possible. If you are facing any issue, most probably I will talk to Shankar to share the documentation of subscription. So of course, very pretty straightforward, nothing much complicated. Still, you can try. If you are any facing issue about the subscription or anything, just drop me and messages over the WhatsApp or call to Shankar. Okay. And thank you guys. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend and enjoy the day.
Yeah, you too.